But the things that, really came to mind, when I think back what the show is, the first time I met, which was in the first couple of days, of Ben and Adam and Dan, and realizing within like day two, this was way different. We had, one of the first, I think the first scene that we did, uh, something when we were in Adam Scott, Mark Scott's living room, and something went wrong. They had to go do something, and then, I mean, literally, like maybe a half an hour into the day. So Ben is on the ground. He's kind of setting up the shot with his camera, and everybody leaves. And all of a sudden, it's like me and Ben just sitting there, like a half hour into the beginning of Severance 5 years ago. And we were able to talk, briefly about some things that were personal that I will keep personal. And made I feel like a connection. It was at least for on my half, and he was a human, and
Yeah.
Hmm.
right off the bat, and maybe it would have came from something else, but it was a little strange. And then I remember then we walked in, I saw Adam, and Adam was, he's not from here, he's from LA, and he's like, well, yeah, it was in, Manhattan. I had to get to the Bronx where the studio was, New York Studio. He's like, it's like, how do you do it? How do you do it with all this traffic and stuff? It's great. I'm like, take a helicopter? I don't know. And we laughed about that. And he's like, oh man, and that was the ice breaking with him. And then Dan was a whole other unusual situation because he had never really done this before. I
Hmm.
think this was his first certainly TV show. And so he's hanging around. He's fascinated with everything. He's fascinated with us. And I didn't know who he was. He's like kind of like, he was just sitting around like on the stairs or whatever. And I'm like, wonder what he does. And then I'm like, oh, he's Dan. He's the creator of the show. And then we were able to connect with him, just telling him things like he was fascinated with. I worked on The Path. He loved the show The Path. I'm like, nobody's seen The Path. Like everybody, it was Aaron Paul, and
Hmm.
Hugh Dancy and Michelle Monaghan. This I thought it was a great show. It never hit. I thought it was going to be a hit, but it didn't. Like so with Severance, you never know if it's something's going to hit or not. And but we were, in Uncut Gems, he was a fan of, and we're I don't know, we just were able to talk about the things, TV and film, and it's like, wow, that's pretty great. So it was like all three of those guys, those key guys, on the first day or two, it was like, this is cool. This is really cool. That is
Yeah.
my best memory, I think, of the show is the first is day two going, this is something's going on here.